Hello. Welcome back to the Rhombus Connection this week. This is Julia Shuster. It's kind of Rhombus Connection, but as y'all know, for a while, Gizz Days, we're the Nonagon Network. So welcome to the Nonagon Network on listener-supported JEMP Radio. I am so joyous to be sitting here with y'all. Also, with my friend Curt sitting here. Hey, Curt, how are you?
Hey, I'm glad to be here on the Nonagon Network. I like that. I think a rebrand is imminent.
I'm always one for a rebrand because, changes are always good.
Well, thank you for having me, Julia. And I know our listeners should probably know that we live on the same block and that we did not meet each other in person for the first time, but rather on the internet.
As things go in modern times, and yes, it is actually a really cool story because living in the wonderful place that is West Asheville, you are surrounded by an amazing community of people. And when I was looking for some Gizz stickers, because I did an awesome interview with Wyatt not too long back. If y'all haven't checked that out, it is up on kglw.net. I did join the kglw.net team. I posted my first blog post, and I did an interview with Wyatt, the author of the Gizzverse Guide. And he lives in Australia, so far away, and just doesn't have a lot of stickers. And I wanted to send him stickers, so I started at home, and I found Gizz Dad, which ended up being literally a few doors down from me, which was crazy. But before we go any further, are you Gizz Dad?
I the way I like to answer that question is that I am a Gizz Dad who runs a shop called Gizz Dad, but that I'm one of many Gizz Dads out there. Parents who are bringing up their kids on the Gizzard discography and finding holes in their schedule where they can afford to go to shows and justify getting a babysitter. So when I started this bootleg shop, it was called Omnium Gizzard Goods for a few months. And then Gizz Dad kind of came to me as this is more of who I am. This is a little more memorable. And I think it kind of matches some of the tone and humor of some of the creative work that we do.
If folks want to go look at some of the stuff you create and your bootlegger-dom, where should they go? Where can they see some of the stuff you sell?
I am on Etsy and on lot at as many Gizzard shows as I can get to. I will be at Field Division and Forest Hills this year, but the shop on Etsy is gizdad.etsy.com or whatever permutation of that URL is most dominant online.
It's he's not hard to find. I found him very quickly, as I said, and lo and behold, he ended up being from Asheville and then right a few doors down from me. So if you search Gizz Dad, you're gonna find him. But of course, as always, go to JEMP Radio media, social media, Facebook, Instagram, Rhombus Connection. I will also post the link to his page. So there's no excuse not to go check out all of the cool stickers. Well, what do you do? Stickers, patches?
Stickers and patches. Patches are I think, some of the coolest stuff that kind of lets my original artwork out. And also some t-shirts and hats. And anytime we have a funny idea, we like to make a small batch, test it. And if it does well, make more. So the whole thing started with making some stickers and then catching the bug of thinking about the next cool thing to make. And just it has only grown over time. It's taken me to lots of good places, meeting a lot of good people, and kind of participating in what feels like something larger than just me or just a band. But it's really a whole community of really creative people who love to share and learn.
It is. It's such a community. That's what my dive down the gator hole has taught me. And I'm just loving about the Gizzverse is the community and the ever-flowing free art and inspiration. We're going to learn a little bit more about your journey into becoming a bootlegger and becoming really deep into the Gizz community, but it all had to start somewhere, and you kind of wove together this perfect Gizzful narrative for yourself that you're going to share with us today. He made an amazing playlist for y'all. I'm excited to get to just let it all go and flow, but why don't you start us out with kind of you weren't a rabid fan to begin with. So where did you start and how did you end up where you are now, which is also planning bootlegger meetups and just really being part of that huge, beautiful community?
Yeah, so the first songs I chose for the playlist are from the Live in Asheville 2019 show at New Belgium Brewing Company.
That was my first show.
Yeah, I mean, it was my second show. I had seen Gizz before and had been listening to Gizzard since about 2016. What this show reminds me of, and I chose Self-Immolate and Venusian 1. This was a moment of like, I think this was about 2 weeks after they had released Infest the Rat's Nest. And it was just a monumental, like, wow, these guys can do anything kind of moment. And it kind of brought the intensity that I, really fell in love with like Nonagon Infinity, but this whole new thrash metal kind of vibe that was just like being there in the crowd and being around people who already knew all the words 2 weeks after the release and were yelling together, was just a really cool moment. And I think one other thing about Infest the Rat's Nest that makes it one of my favorite albums is the sci-fi aspect of it, where it's not just a metal album. It's this like really strange post-apocalyptic kind of cosmic narrative that's not totally clear. It's a little bit like a fever dream, but the broad outlines are there. And one of the first patches I ever did was I had this idea of a mission patch for Venusian 1, as if it were like a, kind of a NASA type, mission to space. Although from the song, we know it's kind of like cobbled together junk ship, from the last remaining stuff on Earth. But
it deserves a patch. It deserves a logo. Patchwork together. Who cares?
Yeah, absolutely. And ended up coming upon an idea to take the Apollo 13, like 3 horses in front of the sun and the Earth, and kind of change it into 3 rats over Venus. This was an awesome show, great set list. It was awesome in the moment, and afterwards continues to be one of the best live set lists that they've done. The next tracks that I chose are from the Caverns in 2023. This is It's Got Old, followed by Muddy Water. The Caverns for me was like a real intensification moment in my fandom. I remember this was a 4-night residency. The first 2 nights were inside the Caverns. The second 2 were outside. And I remember I didn't even find out about this show until the inside shows had already sold out. And I was kind of like, never again. I was there for the 2 outdoor nights, which were awesome. The songs that I chose are from the 4th night, the acoustic night. And, this was a moment when, like, you remember like Gila Monster, the single had been released, but like not yet Petrodragonic Apocalypse, the full album. And they did this acoustic night. And I just remember thinking like, oh no. Like, I want to see these rock numbers. Like, I want to see all these bangers that I love about Gizz. And in retrospect, this set had so many gems from their early catalog that were totally over my head at the time that were a real treasure to go back and later kind of discover, all these songs from like Oddments and,
so
Float Along.
Beautiful.
But, yeah, it's an amazing set list. And, this version of It's Got Old from Oddments was kind of a song I didn't know but have grown to love. And then Muddy Water, I think this is one of my favorite versions of that song. And yeah, the other thing I would say about this is like, yeah, this is, I at the time I went to this Caverns show, I remember thinking about this. I didn't even have any tie-dye in my wardrobe. By the end of 2023, like I think I had like 5 tie-dye t-shirts. I also got into the subreddit of KGATLW, and that was really when the fandom went online for me. And I, started to be like, okay, this is where the information sharing is happening. This is where I'm never going to miss another show or another fact or that type of thing.
You had to miss out to know all the things you had waiting for you.
Yeah.
It's okay. Right. It's okay. But you made Richmond 24 because that's where we're going next. So acoustic Caverns, but then I saw you picked Richmond 24, which... also a show I really wish I could have been at. You're picking all these shows I wished I could have been at.
Well, physically, this was a pretty punishing show. It was very, very hot in Richmond. It was like 95 that day, and dumped rain like an hour before the show, and then the sun came back out. And so as soon as everyone got in to this grass-covered island for the show, it was like it was evaporating, and it was like raining in reverse, like evaporating.
Muggy.
Everyone was soaking wet. But I picked this show. I went to a few shows in 24. This was the one that was really the first time I was like, had an impulse of like, I could make it to Richmond tomorrow for this show.
Oh,
like,
this was one of those.
Yeah, it was one of those.
Welcome.
And, yes.
Welcome to this world.
And yeah, I mean that it kind of, Asheville, the show in Asheville was 2 days later. I'd already had tickets for that.
But if you can go,
this was the first official run, consecutive shows.
Just go.
Other than the residency. Yeah. So this was also the first time I really went to like a bootlegger meetup before a show. So it wasn't very big, but it was inspiring. I met Lane Flexner, Prince by Flex, who also lives in Asheville, who had some of his wares there, and was nice getting to know him. So yeah, that kind of planted the seed in the summer of 2024 for my own kind of bootlegging experiments. But the songs that I chose from here, it's Field of Vision. This is the infamous Field of Chicken version from Ambrose, where he was eating chicken by hand from his bachelor handbag and throwing it into the crowd. And then
what a moment in time.
What a moment. What a moment. And then the next one is Iron Lung. And Iron Lung is kind of special to me. It's kind of a vexed song for me. It feels like it's the song that follows me everywhere. Like sometimes you have one of those songs that's just like, they seem to play it at every show that you're at. This is the first time I ever thought to like buy a poster at a show. And now I buy one at every show compulsively. So this whole thing sounds kind of like a drug habit building, doesn't it?
I don't know. We're going to let the fans decide on that while they listen to all this fabulous music that Curt picked out. Gizz Dad, go check out his stickers on Etsy while you're listening. And then when we come back, we're going to talk more about his bootlegging, his dreams, and all kinds of good stuff.
Thank you very much. All right, Cavs, count us in. Oh, fuck this up, man.
bodies failed. Now it's me and my iron love. Not denying death is purgatory, positive pressure, hell's breath. Not denying death is purgatory, positive pressure, hell's death. Respirator, metallic cocoon water, bionic butt, pump my organs, center gravity, planet B, give me the mushrooms, time to leave. shirt and it's dead. It's a different kind of cuttlefish and I swing in a miss. Dancing with my eyes and lips and I can't move my head. Keep my mind distracted from the swish. Yeah, I'm staying sane and positive and crumble like a biscuit.
What is up, Julia Shuster? You're at the Rhombus Connection, but known on Gizz days as the Nonagon Network on listener-supported JEMP Radio. We're hanging out with my friend Curt Arledge, Gizz Dad. Check out his stuff on Etsy. I put up links today. Also, if you want to know exactly what Gizz we listened to, and it was a bunch of beautiful choices that he put together, narrative of his Gizz journey. I'm also going to put that up on social media today. Rhombus Connection, Facebook, Instagram. I'm so bad at naming all the stuff, but you know where to find me. JEMP Radio as well. As a reminder, also go to jempradio.com. Hit us a donation. We are a volunteer-run, listener-supported, not-for-profit. If you like free shit, if you like open source, if you like free music, give us a donation because it just comes back at you through the airwaves. And yeah, like I said, the playlist for today's show will be there. We kind of left off at Richmond 24. A point after Richmond 24 was that there was a big cut in our world in Asheville, which was Hurricane Helene. And you said that that also kind of played a role in your overall falling into a deep, deep gator hole and being a big part of the King Gizz community. So what happened for you? Where are we going next? I can't wait to hear more.
Yeah, so for anyone who lives in Asheville, this is kind of one of those dates that'll always be like etched in your memory because there's like the before and the after times. And we lost our internet for about a week. We didn't have clean water for about 3 months. So I think both of us probably avoided personal tragedy, but we had a lot of personal disruption with our families. So the Gizzard tour in 24 was the North American tour. There was a summer part where they played in Richmond and Asheville and Chicago, and then they kind of took a break and came back for the fall tour. So Helene happened right in that break, Hurricane Helene, and coincidentally, it was the night before the hurricane or the tropical storm, I guess, hit us that I hit enter on my first sticker order for Gizz Dad. And so these were some album cover Gizzy Gator stickers that were my first item in the shop. And I remember later that week, like using Starlink satellites in some's yard.
Really? Gizz Dad was like launched?
It was born
during
in
Shafty
the hurricane.
Internet?
Yeah, that's right. It was born in the natural disaster that hit Asheville. But the next song that I wanted to present was Float Along, Fill Your Lungs from Albuquerque. This was November. So this was also... so this is, I mentioned with Richmond, I was looking for like, okay, can I justify this trip? This was another one of these where I was like, where's a cheap plane ticket and a good reason for me to go fit one more show? What I remember about Albuquerque was a few days after the 2024 election.
Man, we had so much shit happening.
We had a lot of
motherfucker
tragedy, yes, regional and national.
God.
I remember my wife was late flying out, so it was just me, like in a in a rental car, driving around to some national park sites in the snowy desert with just my own thoughts and the depression of like Trump
and
2.
getting to get away from the insanity that was Asheville at that time. Y'all don't even know, just to be able to like have a break from the intensity that lasted
true. That
so
was nice.
long.
Yeah.
That must have been beautiful.
Well, it became beautiful. And this song is a big reason why. So this was Float Along, Fill Your Lungs was a closer at this show. And I just remember kind of like, you know, hugging my wife, swaying in that song. And just like, it was the moment of like, things are okay. You know, just like fill your lungs, go on another day, that I really needed at that moment. And then, of course, a year later, that became kind of the, you know, closer anthem of Field Division because of another tragedy that was, you know, I think lots of people like me were bawling in the audience during that. But this is a moment in Albuquerque that I remember. It was smaller, it was more special, and it was just kind of what I needed at that moment.
We're getting a key bit of information in your story too, is that there's a Gizz mom.
There is a Gizz mom, yeah, and
she's on board.
She would be at every show with me if she could, but we don't have that. We would basically have to give our children into someone else's custody.
Remind you, I have a son who's super into Gizz, whose stickers are yours hanging on his wall. By the way, the face only of Cook was like our favorite thing in the whole world. Just Cook face is in his bedroom. He's a black belt certified. Anyway, your babysitter's just a few blocks away and a Gizz fan.
Yeah. Okay. Well, yeah, we're going to follow up on the babysitting. Yeah.
Anyway, logistics aside, so Albuquerque was like so depth and meaningful. Gizz Dad was launching. How did it go? Did you get some sales?
Yeah,
initially?
This was actually, the first show that we ever vended at. So it was my wife and I, and it was in a little record store in Albuquerque, and all we had were just this one type of stickers, and we probably made $100. And but yeah, it was the
free drinks.
First little bit of, oh yeah, we're doing this now. We've kind of moved from like we're officially bootleggers now. And so the next song I chose is Aerodynamic from Live at Field Division. Field Division was Gizz Dad vended at Field Division in Mirage City, which was the first time for everyone.
First time, yeah.
And, just this amazing opportunity for a band to kind of, not take a cut, but totally facilitate and welcome this kind of gathering, of people, selling their own kind of inspired merch or art.
The open sourceness of it all is what truly hooked me and like really made me get it. Just like, here's our music, here is our art, let it grow, let it flow, no ownership of it after it's created. That is true art to me and true artists. So like, that's why I'm in with Gizz as well. So yes,
that kind of culture, that kind of top down permission creates just amazing conditions for creativity and enthusiasm, I think, in this community that is really, really a special part of the band. So Aerodynamic is from Phantom Island, which I consider to be their ultimate dad album, which meant a lot to me.
Gizz Dad rock.
Lots of themes of, missing the kids and kind of, being a dad, not really knowing what you're doing and kind of, just this kind of like core sweetness to it that kind of meant a lot to me. And yeah, this song in particular reminds me both of that festival and also of the orchestra tour, and I think is a really beautiful acoustic version of this that I hope they start doing more kind of acoustic or rock versions of some of those orchestra songs. And the last song I chose is Smoke and Mirrors from Live in Copenhagen from last fall. I was not at that show. I was kind of couch touring in a way. This was about a month after Field Division. My partner in crime, Zach, who I failed to mention earlier at the start of this, but he's really kind of a second creative force behind Gizz Dad. It was his idea of like, what if so they're touring in Europe right now, which means their shows are, 9 or 10 p.m. in Europe. That means they're in the afternoon here. What if we did like a day rave where we live stream one of these shows? And so we talked to Lane Flexner, we talked to Weirdo Swarm, Amber and Cody down in Atlanta. They were interested to get up and be a part of that, and actually added a charity raffle element of it. And the Whale craft beer bar here in Asheville is always game to do Gizz related events. And that was a ton of fun. We had a few vendors drive in from, the region and set up. We had people coming in and out all day. I think you stopped by.
I was there. I was ready to rave. That's all I'm gonna say.
Before we knew each other, but yeah. And then I think this show in particular, I don't think it's one of the best shows of their European tour. They had a lot of technical difficulties early on in the first couple of numbers, but
that's what I love about Nathan is the technical difficulties as they're honing it in, because a lot of people aren't familiar with modular synths, and it is true live improvisation. And that's what I love about Gizz, period. They're not perfectionists. They're not trying to do everything perfect. They don't get mad if things fuck up. It's like, we are all in this together creating it, and we're going to have fun.
Yeah.
So.
Well, they were unperturbed by it, and we got to hear a little more drum solo than normal. But this version of Smoke and Mirrors, I think, is just awesome. And it was so cool to see them pulling out these old numbers from, this is like the B-side on Timeland, and really just the rap part at the end. And I will say also, I know that there's some division in the community around Gizz rap or Ambrose rap. I'm a big fan.
I'm for it.
I'll take it. I'll take it any day of the
guess.
week. All right.
I mean,
give me the full rap album.
Opinions are like assholes. Is all I'm gonna say. No, one of my favorite moments from Euro Tour 25 is when he's in the crowd rapping Grim Reaper at Prague, and it's like he's like a piece of meat in a river full of piranhas, as I say. Yet he does not falter at any given moment during that rap. So bring on the Gizz rap is all I'm going to say. Which we're doing here, Smoke and Mirrors, Copenhagen.
Yeah. And yeah, we talked a little bit before about just how special the couch tour is to the fandom, and the ability for us to go and do this event for a show that was happening on the other side of the Atlantic at the same time was a way to be kind of part of the larger spirit of that moment without having to leave town. So very cool way to be inclusive and universal.
Oh, I just love it. The inclusivity, the far stretchings of the vibe, the energy, and just getting to be a part of it. It is art. It exists no matter where you're consuming it. Y'all are going to consume it right now on listener-supported JEMP Radio. As a reminder, go to Gizdad on Etsy, check out his wares, go to jempradio.com, make a donation, and after all this beautiful music, we're going to come back and wrap it up with Curt Arledge, Gizdad.
Float along, fill your lungs. Just float along, fill your lungs. Just float along, breathe a deep breath. Float along, fill your lungs.
just me, stranded at sea in a sailor's dream. I'll just sing to the sharks and maybe they'll think twice. They're just trying to survive in this world like be alright. I ain't got hope, but I can't help but smile. The 40,000 foot at 10 won't
the sea. Another puppet to your string, another sucker with a broken wing. Another puppet to your string, another sucker with a broken wing. Another puppet to your strings, another sucker with a broken wing. Another motherfucker trying to live the dream. Hysteria, inferior actions, mysterious, convoluted satisfaction. You suffering among us, like you're above us, you're not among us. I'm not concerned to see me squirm like a worm in the beak of an eagle. Evil, step back, we must progress to a sequel. Smoking mirrors disappearing when you're near us, unprotectable. You must be held accountable for this, you little bitch. Strings, another sucker with a broken wing. Another puppet to your strings, another sucker with a broken wing. Another puppet to your strings, another sucker with a broken wing. Another motherfucker trying to live the dream, keep living the dream. Another sucker to your wings, another sucker with a broken wing. Another puppet to your rings, another sucker with a broken wing. Another puppet to your strings, another sucker with a broken wing. Another motherfucker trying to live the dream, live the dream, yeah. I'm the prairie continuous sweeper, gatekeeper, running faster than the key to praying on the weekend. I train my pop like rages, a take game, I'm coming at you like a hurricane. Every scavenger scratching around for scraps, sipping on cactus, all the matches, I'm very happy. Waiting for the ultimatum to be handed down from above. Never moved a muscle, never gave a fuck. After bitches and the bitches from the house, stitching out stitches for the stitches. And there's gotta be more than justice in discussion for the ones causing the corruption. And you have to understand your crisis, time is crisis, can advise, analyze. Break it down into small increments to repent. Repent, repent, repent. Never said a single word of any wicked man. Feel is sickening, thinking the most powerful that ever been. Egg dwindling inside the cranium. Blast through the fortress, through your legs, through toys on the back. Body bags hanging on the hills, boys with a hook, with a step on the hills. Body flesh, shoulder rest. Body flesh, shoulder rest. Another puppet to your strings, another sucker with a broken wing. Another puppet to your strings, another sucker with a broken wing. Another puppet to your strings, another sucker with a broken wing. Another little man trying to live the dream. Keep living the dream. I'm a tiny man. I'm so tiny. A very, very small man. Another pumper to your strings, another sucker with a broken wing. Another pumper to your strings, another sucker with a broken wing. Another pumper to your strings, another sucker with a broken wing. Another motherfucker trying to live the dream. Wake up, bitch. Another pumper to your strings, another sucker with a broken wing. Another pumper
KGLW, Julia Shuster. You're at the Rhombus Connection, but on Gizz Day's Nonagon Network on listener-supported JEMP Radio. It's all been inspired by Gizz Dad, the brand, not the person, if y'all didn't catch up on that. Gizz Dad's actually two people we've learned today.
At least two people.
At
Julia.
least two people. Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
It's like a nation.
Any dad out there who is, playing, Sadie Sorceress on the house speakers or blasting it when dropping their kids off to school. You're a Gizz Dad too. We see you.
I mean, I was a Gizz Dad back in 2016 when my kids were little, and that was actually my entry into the Gizzverse. Was my little kids, when they were little, were obsessed with Rattlesnake and the video. And they were the first Gizz fans actually in this family without us even knowing it. And so I think there's been a lot of Gizz Dads out there that have watched the Rattlesnake video over and over with their toddlers. I don't know. So if you got the spirit, you're a Gizz Dad. Or mom, or person, right?
Yeah, that's right. A Gizz mom, a Gizz dad, a Gizz grandparent.
Well, so Gizz Dad, you're a brand, you sell stuff, you're a bootlegger. Where should they go to check out your stuff?
Check out Etsy. I'm on Etsy and Instagram, the two places to find me. I think you can get there at gizdad.etsy.com as a short link. And I'm also going to be at Field of Vision vending in Mirage City again this year. So I'll be there Thursday through Sunday. I'm going to, the setup might be kind of modestly bigger than last year. So maybe about 30% larger, more stuff. Lots of new patches and stickers, a few new clothing items. But I really want to make sure that give myself time to enjoy the festival outside of my little booth. I didn't do as much of that as I probably should have last year, go and hang out in the creek and whatnot. And then I'll be at Forest Hills as well for all 3 nights there. That's a very different kind of vending situation.
Yeah, what's the deal with that? Do you have any idea? Is there going to be like a bootlegger meetup somewhere?
Yeah, the Weirdo Swarm crew has been leading the past 2 or 3 meetups at Forest Hills in a local beer garden in Queens. And so it's, it's very different, as I understand, from Field of Vision, where every vendor has like a 10 by 20 foot setup. This is like, putting your wares out on a patch of a picnic table in a beer garden. So a lot more kind of tightly. I mean, it's city life.
Colorado versus New York City.
That's right. Yeah.
It's just a little more cozy.
It's more cozy. So yeah. So I think, and that works well with the type of stuff that we do, which tends to be stuff you can fit in a toolbox and carry with you rather than big t-shirts and heavy items.
And he does. He has a toolbox. When I went over to his house, because when we met, we found out we're like neighbors basically, which is so freaking cool. And when I went over to his house to look at his bootlegged goods, he pulled out some really dad awesome organized toolboxes.
Yes, it's like a little filing system. You got to be able to grab them quick when people are pointing. So you need a system.
Systems are good. Systems are good. Well, I will definitely come find you at Forest Hills. I'm going to be at Forest Hills this year with my husband and my 15-year-old son. It's going to be his first shows. We're going to be raging and raving.
Are you doing all 3?
Yep, we're doing all 3.
Nice.
Couldn't not go to the rave show, and we're gonna do it. It's gonna be our first Gizz family adventure, and we'll come say hi to you in the meantime when we're hanging out.
Well, that's a real milestone. I can't wait until my kids can stay up late enough to watch a proper rock show. But I'm sure that we will be there with the girls within a few years.
I didn't mention to you that the first song you picked, and by the way, y'all, if you want to know what Curt picked out for you all, if you want to be inspired, please go to social media. I put the playlist. You can put it together yourself. Or I have a feeling that this show is also going to be archived on kglw.net for free 99, so you can hear us on JEMP Radio or on kglw.net. But my son's favorite song is Self-Immolate. So when I saw that was the first song you picked to play today, I was happy. I was happy for him and the connection and all the things. So
yeah, sometimes we want to be set on fire. We feel that fire inside.
I mean, it's a 15-year-old boy. Nobody gets that. I feel like a 15-year-old boy does.
There's a fire in a 15-year-old boy. That's for sure.
I'm thinking of 15-year-old Stu. Anyway, we got to go because you got to start making more goods because you probably need a lot of stuff to take on tour with you this summer.
And I got to pick up the kids from summer camp. That's perfect
Oh,
timing.
it is about that time. Oh, man. Yeah, I got to take my kid to Taekwondo. I really want to thank you for hanging out with me today and, sharing your story and building the community.
Thank you, Julia. Thanks for finding me and inviting me. And yeah, I love this community. It's this went from a casual fandom for me to like an actual community that I feel like I'm a part of. So I've got a lot more shout outs that I could make to friends I've met along the way, but I will see you at Field of Vision and Forest Hills. Keep on keeping on. Keep it tuned to JEMP Radio, and I'll see you next week at the Rhombus Connection / Nonagon Network. Bye. Bye.